Hello and welcome. We're going to take a closer look at modeling and shape and scale inside of Blender. And we're going to begin by building a snowman together. So the first step is to delete this cube. We're going to hit the X key on the keyboard and get rid of that. And we're going to start off with a UV sphere instead. So Shift A on the keyboard and select UV sphere. I'm going to go in a little bit closer here. And let's make it smooth. And this could be the base of the snowman. I'm going to hit the 1 key on the keyboard here. And now we're in the front perspective. I'm going to hit 5 to make sure that it's the orthographic view. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to scale this up a bit. I'm going to hit the S key on the keyboard to make this base of the snowman a little larger. And when I was making snowmen, when I was a little girl, when I built my own snowmen, um, they were never quite a perfect ball like this. So I want to give it a couple of imperfections, and I also want to scale it a bit on the Z or Z axis to scale it down a bit. And I want to also go into edit mode. I hit the tab key, and what we're going to do is we're going to um, turn off this option so that we can uh, see all the way around our base of our snowman. And we're going to make sure that we have the proportional editing option for connected turned on. And I'm just gonna kind of move these vertices around a little bit because I don't know, but I think it's better when uh, you don't, it's better to not have perfectly symmetrical shapes inside of programs. Like as artists that work in the computer generated space, we're often trying to give our images like a hand drawn artistic look. Even though it's still computer generated, it doesn't have to look quite that CG. So I'm just giving it a few imperfections because when I was building my own snowman, uh, we could never quite get it all the way right. So I'm playing around with that. And that looks a little bit more like a snowball to me than the perfectly round shape. It's just a matter of personal preference, but if I rotate around, I think that looks a little better. Yeah. So now we're going to actually duplicate this shape. In order to duplicate an object inside of Blender, all you have to do is hold Shift and the letter D, and you can kind of see that we have a second ball here. I'm going to scale this one down, and I'm also going to go to the top view, and I don't want it to be exactly like the other, so I'm just going to rotate this around a bit so that it gives it a little bit of a different look. I'll rotate that again on the Z axis until I'm happy with the result. Okay, now let's duplicate this, Shift D, and we'll drag all the way up, and I will scale that down. This can be the top of the snowman, and I'm going to rotate this also on the Z axis. Okay, right about there. Okay, so now we have a snowman that I think looks a little bit more uh, natural, as natural as you can get until you add more options. And what we're going to do next is play around with the placement of this snowman. So we want to make sure we've got everything lined up the way we want. Maybe like make this a little higher. You can select two things at once if you select one thing and hold the Shift key, and then select the second object if you want to adjust it like that. Okay, it looks like our snowman is off to a good start. Thank you for watching.